what in the Agentforce best practices, and we can start with the use cases. So, what makes a good autonomous AI use case? So these are the points that we need to take into account in order to determine that it's a good use case for using agents and AI. The value, why are you delegating this work to AI agent? Is the agent faster and more accurate? Will it provide a better experience? Work. Can you describe the work the AI agent will do? Do you fully understand all the business processes involved in that work? So you have to, as you know, in the agent, describe fully what role it's going to play, and how it's the instructions and the guardrails. So decision making, does the work involve decisions and steps that can be completed without direct human input or judgment? Or are there well-defined policies, rules, constraints that the AI agent can follow alone? And risks, can the AI agent operate within the security, legal, ethical, and regulatory requirements that apply to the work? And data, is the data capable of supporting the work that AI agent will do? So these are the considerations to keep in mind when we create a use case for AI. The best practices for topic instructions. This is a link, so I'll share this slide deck with you, and you can see by going to the link, it details how to set guardrails for agent behavior and provide context through effective topic instructions. It's a help article, so it says best practices for topic instructions. Then moving on, I just want to be quick because it's a roundtable and I'll give everyone opportunity to interact. And there's also Raksha from London who has joined us, who will share her slides on this topic as well. So this is, the tabulated format of the key areas, the best practices, and the example with it. So instruction writing, what's the best practice for that? Use simple, action-oriented sentences. Avoid jargon or vague language. So start with the words like ask the user to confirm their order number. Initiate, so action verbs like that. Initiate post-purchase sequence. Then intent clarity. Be specific about what you want the bot to accomplish in each topic. So guide the user through submitting a support case with issue type, priority, and comments. And guardrails, explicitly tell what not to do or say. This will also protect you from hallucinations or any kind of attack, like the So we frame the sentences like, do not provide refund information, escalate to a human agent instead. So we will provide those kind of guardrails. And then context usage, use available Salesforce data to personalize responses, greet the user using their first name from the record. So which we can do using prompt builder, using the variables now. So we have a lot of they have equipped us to personalize responses. And then iteration, test outputs with real data and refine based on user feedback. So yeah, after testing, reword a vague prompt so we have examples that we can do, or we give prompts in the conversation interface where we can test outputs with real data. So after testing, reword a vague prompt like need help, would you like to help with billing, tech support, or something else? So that's, and these are the best practices for creating agent custom actions. So use agent standard actions before going custom. There are several standard actions, and I encourage you to go and look at all the standard actions and create agents based on that. It's very easy to create agents based out of standard actions, and then you can use basic flows or flows that go in the workflow of your business workflows to create custom actions, which are pretty simple, and you can create agents out of that as well. Beautiful scenarios. We recently made coaching agents. We made agents who could do reporting, analytics, all that. So it's pretty simple. Then you ask the right questions. Be careful about the entry points, inputs, outputs, and turn taking. Prepare your utterances to test the action and seek quality over quantity. So as you know, we can have only one agent that you can project outside or route outside in the Experience Cloud site or other channels. And so we can have many topics under that one agent and many actions under that topic. So we only need one agent, but we can have several functionalities under that one agent. And so these are some of the useful links that you can go to and further expand your knowledge. Yeah, I'll now go to Mentimeter. So I'll have to reshare. I'll stop sharing and reshare. So this is the Mentimeter. So you can either type this code that's on top, use the code, or use your phone to take the QR code. To join this Mentimeter. And this is like a word cloud. So you can put what are the key aspects of agents you know of. Nice. I got the first response. They're autonomous. Is anyone else getting, proactive? Ideally, yeah, that's true. I agree.
You can only do one.
Was that?
Yeah, in this you can only do one.
You can only do one word.
So you can only do one, so be discrete on what you want to input. Data-driven. Sure.
Oh, one time only.
Yeah, you can only do one response in this. Anything else? Wonderful responses so far.
So I put data-driven for you guys.
You put two data-driven. So.
Okay, anyone else? Any ideas coming? Or you want to even give inputs on the aspects that are given on the slide? Do you think it's autonomous? Everyone, do you agree? Yes, Raksha is saying yes, so it must be. Okay, data-driven? What about data-driven? Do you agree? Is it data-driven?
It can be in some places.
I agree. It's not must that it has to be a data-driven. It's not all. It may not even be supported. It can be outside of the CRM, so to say. Okay, proactive. What do you say?
Depends, be honest to you, not at this present moment, but I think so in the future it will be.
Yeah. So you can have agents that are proactive, that are deterministic, that are even reactive. So those are how progressive it is. I think proactive would be the most progressive one. So that would be the best one. But we had earlier on reactive, and then there are some deterministic. Those are also agents, though. Okay, automation. I agree. Oh, somebody's automation. Yeah, yes, I agree. It has to be driven by what do you say, Raksha? You agree?
Guaranteed. That's I've written it as well. So because it is automations if you do it in correct manner, as you just mentioned it earlier, that all the 5 key points to create it. If you do it right promptations, then obviously this automation is very good build, and it's really that's why now people, especially sales and service cloud, before going to a live agent, they're using this to work with it to build a foundation correctly.
Yes. So I am so happy that Raksha's here to give us all the answers and confirm everything, all the points.
Trying. I'm trying.
He's an expert, resident expert. Okay. Then next slide. I think everybody tried their best here. What skills are important to create agents? This is a multiple choice, guys. So go ahead. Give some ideas, inputs. I haven't got a single input yet.
It's not going forward. It's just waiting for you to change the slide some reason.
Oh, is it so?
Oh, you
Okay.
can
Yeah.
put it- Okay, they can put in the chat then, that's fine.
Oh no, maybe you need a.
Maybe you guys present.
Mm,
At the top, there is a says present. Is it the right one for you guys?
Just say on the presenter on top.
Try
right?
now.
No. Yeah, got it now.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks for troubleshooting that.
Sorry, what are the different options?
Yeah,
So we need to write on options, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a multiple choice, so you can write multiple.
no, but you can't
Okay.
write the
No,
option.
but where can you
Oh,
write? You
of
can't
course.
write in there. It's just giving you option 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, it's like a radio
Oh, I'm so
selection.
sorry.
Okay.
Okay, then you might have to write
put
on
in
the
the chat,
chat. Put in the chat. This one is
Okay,
good, so-
let's go to the chat now.
Yeah.
Uh,
First time you're using this Mentimeter, so it's gonna have the hiccups.
Skills.
Blame it on the tech. That's okay.
Okay.
so what are the parameters have you written anyway for the options?
Actually, I didn't write any. I thought that you were supposed to input, so that was.
Maybe a different kind of question you selected. So anyway, so we can write in this thing.
Yeah, you can write in the chat. That's also
What's
free
the
flow.
important? Sorry.
Yeah. So
Yes, so the meeting is recorded, and you said Flow is prompt builder in Apex. I
Yeah.
agree. Data Cloud, I agree. In order to really run the agents, we need Data Cloud for analytics and also for RAG functionality. That's what I know.
knowledge.
Knowledge, right?
Yeah, you need knowledge.
You need knowledge.
No, we need knowledge for that, but we need a documentation for frequently asked questions as well, right?
You need analytical skills. Know what you're going to build.
Yeah.
Why? And why
Basically.
you're building it.
Yeah, the why is behind things.
Yeah.
Why are you building it?
Okay, perfect. We got a good picture. And then the last screen is this. This is detailed. What use cases have you implemented or liked? Like, have you seen somewhere for creating agents in Agentforce?
If you don't mind, I can say out.
No, can you input it there? Maybe you can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can input, right?
You can input this.
Okay, you can. So, I would like an ice cream shop to be run by robots.
That's mine.
No.
Okay, onboarding volunteers. Whose was that? Onboarding volunteers.
Me.
Okay. I created an agent that creates accounts, contacts, and applications. Nice. That would be a Salesforce consultant. Who created that?
I did.
Okay, Aldo, I'm
Yeah.
reaching.
So it's for this one specifically, one of the common issues that we have in our organization is that people create accounts without any repercussions. So you often are dealing with duplicate accounts and duplicate contacts, and we set a Slack workflow where people can request for new accounts to be created so that they can follow like our good data practices. But now, in order to avoid that and have multiple stakeholders involved in the process, now a single user can first search for the account to see if it exists. And if the account exists, and they can create an application to that account. And if the account doesn't exist, then the agent walks into the process of creating an account with like all the good data practices in mind. And so it should be helping us with avoiding multiple like duplicate accounts and maybe just avoiding a lot of routine tasks.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so this one actually you can input within the screen. So why don't you do that? Raksha,
I
put
was
in the
trying, it
screen.
didn't let me. It's just still telling me I can't do it. That's the reason.
Others could do it.
More than 200 characters. Raksha must have put a bigger one. That's why.
It's all right. I wrote it in a chat now.
Go ahead, try now. I think you should be able to.
It's still saying to me
Okay.
you can't.
Okay. Anyone else who wants to input it?
So I wrote it already in a chat that
Okay,
regards
I got it. Student success, automation, account balance, GDPR regulatory process before final application for submission, sales scheduler with summary. Okay. Anyone else wants to give us any input?
How about in the room? How about you?
Yeah, I was just typing it.
You're typing it in?
Okay. Okay, we'll wait.
How about you, Girish? Any thoughts, ideas?
What use cases have you implemented?
Either you implemented or you liked because you saw somewhere for creating agents, Agentforce.
Girish is ex-Salesforce, he knows.
I can't recall at this point.
Yeah, anyway, and it's fine.
No
It's okay.
pressure.
No, I just say, okay, hey, anyone in the room, give chance to everybody.
I just put
It'll show up, it'll refresh it.
Grant payout calculations to grantees.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Non-profits, right?
Yeah, he works in non-profit, so.
No, Mahit Kumar.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, you. Okay. Oh, you also couldn't input it there?
I opened the link, then I probably closed it.
Oh, that's fine. That's
okay.
okay. That's okay.
That's fine.
Chat
Okay.
is
But wonderful. We got wonderful use cases here. Awesome. Looking forward to.
SaaS use case.
good. Yeah, the tax use case, that's like basically.
Oh, the sales
the customer service,
educational
yeah.
application. Who wrote that?
me.
Great. We got Raksha to use this. Okay. All right. So, all done? Or you want to put more now that you got hang of?
No, it's taking me off again. So I'm just
You can
Okay.
only do one time.
Okay, you can only do one. Okay.
yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, that was good. Great interaction. Great. That everybody indulged in this, and we did a good interactive session. So next we have Raksha coming on stage to share her knowledge about Agentforce best practice. Applause, everyone.
Yay. Thank you. So I'm gonna share the screen. If I can share only that window, then that'd be nice.
Can you share, or do you need?
It's not letting me share in
Okay,
that
let
way.
me see. Yeah,
Will you be able to share it because I've shared it with you anyways, the slide?
I'm making you the moderator. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Let me just see that slide if I can see it. Where is it? You should open this slide anyway, so I don't know why it's not doing it. Because I don't want every slide to open. I just want that slide to open.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so were you able to, or no?
No, it's not letting me. It's just showing me all the other things than that. Unless I do entire screen, and I don't want to do entire screen because there's so many other documents in there.
So do you have the one which you shared, and you?
Yeah, it's the same one I shared with you. I think you got that right.
No, 1 second. I shared with you, and okay, this one. Let me see if I can share
And,
this.
I can give it to you on the.
Okay, I think now let's see. Did you? Okay. Is this the one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, go ahead.
So you can share it, and then I can just work from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sharing.
obviously that's a brief about myself. We can go straight to my name. So I'm a Salesforce. I'm based in London. I've only been in ecosystem very nearly only 2 months to go, 1 month to go. And now 5th of May, it will be my 5 years complete in Salesforce ecosystem. So prior to that, I didn't know the word called Salesforce, but where I am today is thank you to Salesforce and Salesforce community. So how can I give it back? I gave it back through becoming a co-leader for Salesforce Architect Group in London, as well as Salesforce Contractors and Consultants Group London. Also, if anybody wants to connect with me afterward as well, they're most welcome to connect with me. Other than that, I'm proud Fluiden Infosys employee, and I'm a solution consultant for them. But for the leaders, I am architect. That's about me. So go to the next line. So the thing is, everybody knows what Agentforce is because we've been talking about it for a year now, 2 years now in a row, and now Agentforce 2.0 is out as well. But obviously, the crunch of it is the agent that makes our life easier as to give it to the client to make their communications easy. That's how we look at it. The second thing is a key benefits. Obviously, this is a smart agent experience, fast, undefined values, easy automations. They are very crucial today's day, where people don't see it. But if we don't put it in there, it doesn't show. So if I look at the smart agent experience, is the agents that gets all the crunch guidance, workflows, every data at the right time at right place. That's how that smart agent experience will work onto it. And I can say that because I've worked on it and I can vouch for it as well. It is, as we mentioned it earlier, that if we have a particular setups are in built in a right prompt, it works really well. Second, it makes life easy as well. We are waiting nowadays, customer service, if you look at it, people don't want to go to the customer and talk to them long as they get the information straight away, and their communication has to be smooth and screen. But while using a fast undefined views, you are able to do that. All the customer's data and informations, you can have it as a summary, which it makes life easier as for the agent as well as for the communicators as well when you go to the live agents. Other than that is the lead faster cause reactions between the customer and experience. Lastly, easy automations. Obviously, it's a smoother when you have a third-party tools and informations are in there that you have to grab it from one screen to others. We don't like going to one screen to others. Like example, we just did it now, right? So I had to ask Shiva to do it. But if you have that automation summary there, you can do it in a quicker manner, and it gives you a feedback to it. So we've done that for Education Cloud in Success. So when education, while the process of application is happening, they can have interactive sessions with their applicator, as well as they got general questions answers with the GDPR, with the remember, any organizations you will go to, they have their own laws and regulatory for per country, and with the translations are provided. Remember, that's one more thing, is very key element of the flow, which it allows you the languages and the barriers there. Can we go to the next slide, please? So this is the main platform. When we talk about best practice, I'm sure you guys agree as well. There are 10 main things that I think as a best practice people should play around with. First starts with, clear use cases. As we said, put the right details down. Use cases. Second, make it very much a behavior process. Topics and behaviors has to go with it into synchronizations to give you a right results. make a leverage of pre-built actions. There are so many actions has been built by people like you and me who has already worked on it, and it's everything is available if you just go to the Salesforce, and Salesforce has the library for that as well. Then don't forget to put your security and compliances in correct manner. Don't they have Agentforce has a part of a analytics, or that, and with the agents to the live agents as well. So it rotates your data, it corrects your data, it configures your data, it summarizes your data. The last point which I want to make sure that people do have to understand it, that best practice makes it perfect, is in a reflected prompts and output of the trial and errors. Until you don't try and error, you're not going to get success. I hope I agree. I hope Sheba agrees with me in there, and everybody else.
Yes, yes.
Can we go to
Absolutely.
the next slide, please? So, when we talk about this builder forms or 5 faster builders, I make sure that we talk about 3 elements which are very common use, where people do need to understand: dynamic forms, screen flows, and omniscripts. So, the rapid form creations, the first one is dynamic forms. Can we go to the next slide, please? So I can go individually. So first part is obviously configure and show fields based on the user input profile and record data. So all the data is you will be able to see there. This elements the needs a multiple page layout, simplifies the maintenance. So it keeps everything in order. Either you go in a sales or you go in a service. The layout can be done on the way you like to do it. And it can be built using Experience Cloud as well. So that's a dynamic form views. And you can have that built in that way. All the fields, data inputs are informed and you get to see it. I'm sure you can see the screen there. So the next screen, please, to the screen flow. So again, screen flow is one thing that people like to have interactions. When they are having a conversation, they like to see the visualizations in there. So then it's a troubleshooting steps, the process visits, the drag and drop logics, all that records and no code. That's the best part of the full integration onto Agentforce. That's what we can do with the screen flow. And I have created a couple of it for when we did it for the legal purpose. I can't show it to, but when we did it for student success, when student wants to have a communications with regards to the education's purpose, that they are already enrolled, they are part of the syllabus, and they want to have a correct informations from the tutor, they can have a communication, they can have the summary, even the other ways around, vice versa, tutor get to see the informations on that basis. And the last one is omniscript. Obviously that's the best communication nowadays, even on omniscript, which is I have heard, I'm not vouching for it, or I'm not saying it's 100% happening, but it is happening. People are putting nowadays a phone conversations with third-party tools into omniscript, and it puts a step-by-step all the communications, not just verbal on a video call or voice call. It's morely done on the scripting on summary basis as well. So that's a multi-steps journey as journeys that you can build with it. And a lot of finance companies are doing this at this present moment. I have worked with one of it, but I haven't done it in the depth. But obviously, this is something that it can be worked under. So if you can go to the next screen, please. So now is the main thing is like, if you look at it, 5 major talk points from this release of the, in February, Agentforce took it out for when they do TDX and everything. They start talking about obviously enablement of prospective AI agents, how we can build it, how we can work it out. What's the 2.dx is giving us the main points, talking points, where we can enlarge this. The sales, Slack becomes more central point these days. People are using all the different tools, but then the Slack has become so human AI hybrid workplace that everybody works with it. Salesforce tackles the security and governance concerns. So they have made the trust visions, and that their trust layered are more visionary than anything else I've noticed. I know there is still a hiccups and there is still what's up going on, and that's why I say it in, it is in the process of faster growing, but it's not yet as 100% it needs to be, but it will be in a couple of years times. We're just working on it and everything. Also, form of exchange, if you go to app exchange, there are so many agents views, and the release points are in 2.2dx that we can work with it. Can we go to the next slide, please? And the last one is how it works. Obviously, we need to work it out. I know we've done a basic point of view that how the Agentforce works, but if we have look at it into the manner of how we should build the trust and in Einstein trust layers and everything, then the Agentforce is a conversation, is where it started from. Then you plan it. If you don't play and plug and play, it will not work in it. Again, you don't need to do any coding in there. But yes, if the developers wants to put into the data inputs and everything and work it with it, then obviously they will have to put API and Apex codes and work it out and make it more dynamically forums in that manner. And then obviously outcome will come up. It depends how you're putting all the structures into it. You can use your workflows to build with the API, and that's the best features that what Agentforce has brought this time. And that's about it. Any questions, or we can, come back to it. I can get back to the
I
Shiba.
would like to have I would like to ask you, how
Sure.
did you build or what was the use cases you addressed for your education implementation?
So where we started, if you go to Education Cloud, the new Education Cloud, it has already features inbuilt, but you need to activate them to configure them. And their configurations has three elements, not even one element. There is, you can only use just for a basic sales or basic applications conversations. The second is obviously education purpose of the students enrollments, complete end-to-end process of the not just the registration, what course they're taking, what exam they've taken, even the grades and the results that we are building and everything. And they all the data is in one conceptions in one place. And at the moment we are building something very huge in the UK and in the Europe, that it's a 7 universities, one documentations are going to be there. And the if you work with it and if you understand the agent force that has built inside with the omni channels, accepting the voice over as well, it's amazing layouts to be worked under.
Hmm. Okay, what challenges you came across while doing this?
Too many, too many. As we do say, I do want to tell everybody, when you're working on what pre-built agent force, what you're practicing on a trailhead, and compared to when you have your own personal org and you're working with that, it's a major differences, and you need to play around to understand it, where the features are missing points, to give a best results oriented market sessions you need to work under. Second, obviously, the steps are changing drastically at this present moment. So I do say it to everybody, whenever you're doing any practice on Agent Force, please make sure you read the new pocket guides which been provided to you by Salesforce, then rather than going back to the old version. And that does help a lot.
Okay, anyone else, please open the mic and ask the question. Or anyone in the room? Anyone? No? Okay. Raksha, that was it. Thank you very much. You want to go back to sleep? It's
No, no, no. I'm wide awake, as you said now, Shiva. I'm back to work again.
okay.
My working mode hat is on now.
Oh yeah, she's all awake now. Okay, now we have our second part of our presentation, which is Hakan, and he's He's a rad woman coach and co-founder of BreezyBit. So I'll let him introduce himself fully and take over. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, then good. So thank you Shiva and thank you Raksha for nice presentation. And my name is Hakan.
And
As
as Shiva mentioned, I'm the co-founder of BreezyBit. It's a 100% native Salesforce application on Exchange.
Sorry, can I say, Shiva, do you want to mute yourself so we can have a
I
one?
can't hear.
Oh, no, you don't
cannot
Oh,
hear you.
okay.
You can make yourself mute.
Yeah, now talk. No.
Is it? Can you? Oops.
It's echoing. So if Shiva mutes herself and you can keep it on, then it will be better.
We can't hear you, Raksha.
Can you hear me, Raksha?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
By the way,
Rakan, can you mute 1 minute? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now say, Raksha.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, what is happening is echoing. So when he talks and your mute is you're not muted yourself, Shiva, then we can't hear
Oh, okay.
him at all.
Fine. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, is it good right now? Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, then again, my name is Hakan. I'm the co-founder of BreezyBit, form and survey builder application, which is a 100% native application. It's on App Exchange. And what we do is basically, as you can guess from the name as well, we help you build forms and surveys really easily, quickly. From the setup, actually, I'm going to start with that today during my demo. But when you do integrations, I'm sure many of you have experiences, and it can be really a nightmare too when you start using a new application. We didn't want it to be like that with BreezyBit, and hopefully I'll be able to show it to you today. I'm not sure if it's the smartest thing to do right now, but I'm going to start from really from the beginning on App Exchange and install the application, and the whole installation process, the whole setup process for you to be able to build forms on your Salesforce work. It should take just about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So you're going to be done with the whole setup. And after that, I'm going to talk about different use cases. But before that, also my background is it's in physics and math. And I worked at public schools for many years as a teacher, as an assistant principal, as a college counselor for a couple of years as well in a high school. And after that, I live in the Bay Area in San Jose. So I started working at different startups. I got into sales. I did B2C, B2B sales for a while. And while doing that, I started using Salesforce, of course, especially on the B2B side. And then, I like building things. I like being hands-on more than doing sales. So I made another switch actually in my career, and get into the Salesforce ecosystem. It was about 5 years ago, I believe, right now. So, and I worked with nonprofits as a consultant for a while, and then worked at a nonprofit as a Salesforce business analyst and a product lead as well. And again, about a year or so ago, started building BreezyBit with a friend of mine from college many years ago, actually. He is a Salesforce developer himself too. So we started working on this, and we have been on App Exchange again for the last year or so. There is, I believe, right now, a bit more than, I think almost 30 actually companies and some consulting firms, implementation partners started using us. So just here also, I'm coming, this is a community group, a nice group with, Shiba and Sunal, they are here. So I come here, and then they were so nice to also invite me as a guest speaker too. So let me start that. Oh yeah, I will start sharing my screen right now, and then I will start with my demo. So let me share my entire screen and then get rid of this. So as you see, how am I gonna start? What I'm gonna start with, actually, I will start from the start of everything, the installation process. Again, I've made different integrations myself. It could really be a nightmare, taking hours or sometimes days, having issues and things like that. So we didn't want to have any of those things with, again, Breezebit. So it takes just about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to complete the whole setup process. So I'm in an org right now. As you see, Breezebit is not here. There are no installed packages. And then what I'm going to do is I will just go to App Exchange and then search for Breezebit. This is our page. I will start the installation process from here. Also, just to make it a little bit more fun and put some pressure on myself, I have a stopwatch too. And then I want to see how long it's going to take. Again, I'm taking maybe a big risk doing this live, but hopefully, I haven't had any issues before so far. So let me start the stopwatch. And then let's go to the App Exchange listing. And then I will click on Get It Now. And then it will take me to this page. I'll just say install in production. It could be a sandbox for you, of course, but I'm using a production org, a dev org. I will just select this and then say confirm and install. This is the regular, process for most of the apps normally. It'll take me to the login page, I'm guessing, one more time. Okay, I hope it'll do that. Yep, so I'll just say login one more time. And then this time it will take me to another page, where I will be selecting admins only in my case, and I'll say install. So our last version, as you see here, it's Vibranium 1.1.15. I keep telling this, but we are Marvel fans. Vibranium comes from there. So if you like Captain America, Thor, or Iron Man, so we are Marvel Universe fans. Because of that, we gave the name Vibranium. And a new release, actually, of Vibranium package is coming very soon. With a new update. I will show it to you today as well, but soon you'll be able to actually, when there is a form submission coming into your org, you'll be able to save it as a PDF file as well. So we are starting PDF generation in Breezebit very soon. It's going to be part of it. By the way, I forgot the time. It's 1 minute and 43 seconds. Okay, let's go back here. So installation complete. Let's go to my org right now. Breezebit should be there. Let me search for it. Yep. Let me go into the application. And you just need to do one more quick thing, actually. So here, you just need to go to the client portal one more time. And already it's, it's connected to your org. So it was 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So you don't need to do anything else. Actually, right now, it's in your org already. As you see, the look and feel is Salesforce as well. We only use Salesforce's own SLDS components to build the application. You're not feeling like you're going to another place in another application. It's a nice, list view here. And when you start building forms, let's say, I want to build a simple form. I will show you more, but account information form. For example, what I do is I select the object that I want to use for this form. In this case, it's accounts. You can use any custom or standard objects. You can use multiple objects as well. There is no limit on that. But for this one, I'll just use the account object. And my form record is created. It gives me a form URL, and it will give me a QR code there as well, as you see. And then if I go to the form builder, so on the left side, as you see, I have the account object that I selected. What I need to do is to build the form, it's drag and drop. You don't need to do any coding. You don't need to have any special technical skills. You just select the objects from the account object, and then you just save it. And your form is ready, actually. You don't need to do anything else. No connectors, no field mappings. Since it's working natively in your org, it's ready. So if you go to form sharing, and if you go to the URL of the form, as you see, it's ready for you to share with your customers. and you can enter some information, let's say test account, and then account phone. There is validation rules, of course, in the backend. It won't accept if you enter something, something strange in there. So you can use pickup fields, you can use any kind of fields, just some information here, and some numbers, and then San Jose, and no. So when you do the submission, and if you go to your org, you will see that, let's go to the Sales Cloud for call, and then accounts. So your new submission is right there, inserted for you in Salesforce. So it's, again, this easy. The whole setup, it just takes 2 minutes, 15 seconds. I think my best was like 2 minutes, 7 seconds. But it's that easy. You don't need to do anything else for the setup. No connectors, no field mappings, nothing else. It's ready for you to use and share with your customers. So this was the setup process. And then let me go to actually another org, and let me show you some examples I built before. So let's start from this one. If you look at the backend with an org with multiple forms, it's going to be looking like this. It's, again, a really nice, just a list view that you can create in your org. You can create different list views for different types of forms, for example. If you have some template forms, you can create list views for those as well. You can easily clone your forms. You can export them, import them within organizations. You don't need to worry about change sets or anything like that as well. But you will be seeing your application like this within your org. And if you look at different types of forms that you can create, for example, you can create NPS surveys, Net Promoter Score surveys for that one in different ways. This is normally a pick list field, but we give you the option to change the design of it on your form. So you can have a survey like this, and you can embed this survey on your website easily too. We give you the HTML code for that. Or if you have an experience site, we give you the code for your experience site as well. So you can use this, anywhere on your website, or you can share the link with your customers, or you can share the QR code. If you have printed materials, for example, you can put this on brochures, or you can put the QR code on your website, or you can send it in an email to your customers. So, but you can use it, in this way as an NPS survey. Or lead generation forms. You can create forms like this. You can embed any kind of images, visuals, or videos right away within your form too, like this one. I especially like this one. It's very simple normally, but when I attend conferences, for example, I create a form like this. It gives me a QR code. I put it on the screen of my phone. So whoever I meet, actually, I just show them the QR code. They scan the code, and they will be seeing this, watching a quick video that I recorded for them. And then they will enter their information, and it will automatically create a lead for me in my Salesforce org. And also the good thing about that is you can use hidden fields in the backend with your forms. I can just put, okay, the status of this lead is going to be open, for example. And this year, for example, I attended TDX 25, and I used it for that as well. As the lead source, you can attend this too. So you will be easily, filtering the leads coming from this specific event. You don't need to really worry about using a Google Sheet. You don't need to worry about using, papers. If you're going, for example, opening booths, what people do is normally they take a piece of paper, they ask people to write their names, email addresses, or companies, or they open Excel sheets or Google Sheets and ask people to do that. But after that, you need to put all of those things in your Salesforce org, and there are many things happening in between. So you don't need to really worry about any of those things using a lead generation form like this. Or you can use simple, account information forms with your branding, your colors. You can add your logo on your forms easily as well. You can, create sections within your form. You can customize it in different ways, or one with with images, and again brand colors with more text, hyperlinks, and different types of fields on the form. At the same time, this is a multi-page form. You can make your form multi-page easily as well. So if you click on next, you will see there will be more fields here, and then you go next again, You can make it as many pages as possible. And creating actually a multi-page form is super easy. When you create a form, a simple form, then it's just going to be adding pagers on your form. You can really do that easily and really quickly. So, but you can create multi-page forms like this really quickly as well. Another one with, again, more images and branding, texts and different sections in this case. And also on this form, there is more than 200 fields, and I believe more than 20 different file uploads as well. You can add as many file upload elements on the forms as you want. So there is no problem with that. Also, you can easily set conditional logic on the form for your fields as well. For example, you can say, okay, if you select this option, nothing happens. If you select this option, or maybe this one, actually, forgot which one was that. But you can easily set some conditional logic on your forms as well, depending on the answers of the customers. You can show some of the fields. You can hide some of them as well. That is so easy and so quick too. And also, or a registration form. This is actually a nice one from France, I believe. So because of that, it's in French. Some company, they wanted to use it for their tests that they do, math tests that they do for students every year. So you can, add, again, you can make it multi-page, and on the page you can add questions using pick list fields. So you can ask math questions. You can add, visuals for different types of questions. And when there is a submission, it'll go right into your org. And using Salesforce's native features, also, you can do the grading, you can create reports, you can do many things. You don't really need to worry about going to another place or make any connections, make any integrations. Together with Breeze a bit, you can do all of those things in your org really easily and really quickly. So another use case for cases, actually, I like this a lot too. Normally, you can create a case form like this, but at the same time, for your internal users, you can embed the forms that you create with Breezebit on your record pages. Imagine your service people working on some contacts or some leads, your sales people, for example, and somehow they want to create a case for this specific contact. You can add also file upload on this too. So they can easily create a case, they can select a person, and then if there is a file related to this case, they can just add it here too, and they do the submission, and it will automatically create a case for you for this person. As you see, there are 3 cases right now. If I refresh the page, there will be 4 cases for this person right now, and the attachment is going to be there for this case as well. So it's that easy. This is a really nice use case as well. So, and you will see the attachment is going to be here too. So you can, you can embed this anywhere in your org, homepage or record pages for accounts, contacts, leads, any standard or custom objects. You can do a similar thing. It's very easy and very quick. So if you go back here, again, I mentioned hidden fields already. A couple of other things, for example, a nice use case, maybe I can show it to you here. For accounts, you can use it for pre-fill as well. So what we do here is we create a field here for pre-fill URLs. So whenever you add a new account or contact or any object actually, in your org, you can create a pre-fill URL. And when you go to this URL, you can use this just to update user records. And you can make forms also password protected as well. If in case there is sensitive information about accounts or contacts, you can make them password protected, and you can assign actually the password dynamically on the forms as well. Here, as you see, if you just go to the form protection, here, it asks you if you want to set the protection at the form level or at the record level. And it asks you to choose, okay, which field do you want to use for this one? So for this one, for example, I set this for the email account of the user. So if I enter the email account, it will open up the form. This time, it's going to come pre-filled. So they don't need to worry about entering all the information. Imagine every year, for example, you're sending this form to your users to update their address, update any other information, in their accounts, without giving them access to your Salesforce org. With a password protected form using BreezyBits, you can just send them this. They can update files. At the same time, we have the signature feature as well on the forms. You can collect signatures. Either they can type their names or they can draw the signature and they can do the submission. It won't insert a new record in your Salesforce org, but it will update the related record automatically for you. So you can use the pre-fill feature like this too. What else? Let me see really quickly. On the left side, as you see, we have the form elements here. So creating a form, again, you can create a form really easily, quickly. Let's say just a contact form in this case. I want to use the contact object for this form I created. It gives me the URL and the QR code. Also, you can set activation expiration dates. If this is, for example, an application form, a registration form, for students, for example, for parents, there is, it's time sensitive. You can set activation and expiration dates on your forms as well. And you can just easily, using the search bar here, find the fields that you need, add them up here. And if you want to add a file upload element, it's this easy. You just need to select which contact you want this to be, which record you want this to be related to. And then you can select the accepted file types here. You can change it. You can customize it as you need. Or you can add a pager. You want this to be, for example, you have many fields on the form and you want this to be a multi-page form. The only thing you need to do is just add a pager element on the form. And if I save it, and if I go to the form right now, as you see, it's gonna be a multi-page form automatically. So I just need to say next, and it will open up the form for me, the next page. I can make it as many pages as I want. And if I want to add sections, I can add a section easily, quickly here too. Let's say I want this to be personal information, for example. I can change the color and design and everything about it. And I can add a signature, for example, element on the form. Again, just drag and drop. My signature element is here. I can customize the label for it too, and it's going to be saved my signature into the related records when there is a submission. So it's that easy, actually. And other than those, a couple of quick things. So one thing is in the action properties, we have the save for later feature as well. For your form, let's say it's a very long form, multi-pages, and then you think that your users might need extra time or they can close the form and come back later on. You can enable the save for later feature here in the action properties, and it's gonna add the save button for you. So you can, enter information on your form and just save it. It will let you know, okay, it's saved for you. So you can just close this form, and whenever you come back, you can come back, later on next day, for example. All the values are going to be saved for you, so you don't need to worry about that too. And also, we have the enable PDF generation feature, as I mentioned before too. So, for example, for one of these field forms, let me see, what do we have here? Account information form, right? So if I go there, and if I enter the information here, just some gibberish, I don't want to take too much time, but and I enter all of those information, all the data, and I submit this. And if I go to the org right now, oh, did I enable that? I did it for nothing. Sorry, I had to enable PDF generation, right? So I enabled it right now. And then if I go back here, so just enter some, again, gibberish one more time. And submit the updates. oh, it gives me a duplicate alert. It's a good thing actually showing this to you as well. If you have duplicate rules set up in the backend and matching rules, it will give you an alert as well. It won't let you actually create duplicates in your org too. So I think it's the email, I am guessing. Oh, it's something else actually. So, but what's going to happen normally is, when you do the submission, if you enable the PDF generation, it will automatically attach the PDF file for you with the submission values, all the values here too. So that is there too normally. And let me see, is there anything else that I'm missing? Really quickly, last couple of things. I'm not going to take too much of your time anymore, but you can export and import forms really easily. If you need a clone, let's say you want to use this form as a template and you want to clone this and make quick changes, you can just clone the form and then it creates a clone of the form for you in the org. And then in the name, you will see that it's the cloned version of this. You can make any changes on that form as well after that. Or if you want to export the form, let's say you have multiple orgs, or you created something in your sandbox, you can just export the form and import it right away in just about 15 seconds without the need of using change sets or anything like that. It's really easy to, and it doesn't have to be just between sandbox and dev orgs. If you have multiple production orgs, for example, you can do it in between those two. And also easily, we have videos about this in our YouTube channel. You can see that in just about 30 seconds. Let's say you have a really long form, you want to translate it into a different language. You can do it just in about 30 seconds using the multilingual feature here. Or if you go to our client portal, two more things. We have an automated batch service. Imagine you are, working at a school, you have thousands of students and parents, they're gonna do a submission for registration maybe on the same date, thousands of them. You can just put that here in the batch service, the link of the form that you want to use, and we are gonna get the insertions, for example, for you in batches. So you don't need to worry about the size of the submissions. And the last thing is the Breezebit Insights AI. We also have an AI integration. This is our first AI integration. Hopefully we'll have more in future, maybe some things actually with Agentforce as well. But what we do here with Breezebit Insights AI is maybe a use case. Imagine you are, again, sending a survey to 1,000 customers, and then there are open-ended questions in that survey, and you want to analyze it quickly. What we do is when you just put the name of the form, the ID of the form here in the Insights, Breezebit Insights AI, we analyze the submissions for you. We have a default prompt that we use for all types of questions, but you can ask your own questions as well, like you do with ChatGPT, for example. And then you can just get some nice insights from the open-ended questions, or for quantitative ones as well. We give you a nice summary, executive level insights, recommendations, actionable next steps for your team and things like that. So we have that available as well. So I think those are all different kind of things I wanted to mention about Breezebit. Again, the thing for us, how we started, why we started as end users, we used many different tools, did many different external tools, form builders, but we were not happy with either, with customer service or user experience or tools being external. It takes a lot of time to do all of those, building connectors, doing field mappings. It takes a lot of times, and you're making a lot of mistakes during that process too. So we didn't want to have any of those things. Because of it, we wanted to build something native, working in Salesforce, super quick to set up. And after that, really quick and easy to build forms. And actually in a fun way too, in a drag and drop way, adding new different features on the form, some advanced features on the form, but still doing things really quickly and easily. That was our intention, and hoping that, we are going in a good direction. So far, actually, we are getting some good feedback about Breezebit. And if you use it, and if you have any feedback, any questions, any comments, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm trying to be active on LinkedIn. You can search and find me easily. But that's it, I believe. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.
Quick question. So basically, how you embed the form? Is like an HTML code and you throw it in on a web page?
For the web page, yeah, to embed the form, we give you under the form sharing here, we give you different options, either the form URL or we give you the embed code for your website or for your experience site as well. And we can give you, some JavaScript too, if you want it to be more native on your website. And we give you the QR code as well. But these are the options we are giving right away when you create a form right now.
I have another question. It's try out now. How long is it for?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Someone is asking a question. Sorry, I didn't. Can you please repeat it?
So how the try out? How long is it for?
Oh, trial is for 14 days. So
Okay.
when you go to the App Exchange, install it in either your production or sandbox, you're gonna get a 14-day trial period. And after that, if you don't do anything, if you don't make any purchases, for example, it'll right away automatically go into a freemium version, which is going to be limited, but it can still be in your org. You can still continue using the limited version.
One more thing I just checked. I was trying to do it on a Trailhead. It doesn't allow you to do that, does it? It has to be on the client based main, because in the Trailhead you're not allowed to do it. I just tried doing it.
What do you mean in the trail?
When we have a trail logs, we can create the trail logs. It doesn't allow me to do it. Sorry, you're gone mute again.
Sorry,
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. No, you're gone mute again. When you take off the headphone, it's gone mute.
Yeah. Sorry, Raksha. So can
Okay, no problem at all.
okay. So yeah, what kind of an org do you have? You mentioned.
Oh, trail logs. Trailhead.
Oh, trailhead orgs. Okay.
It doesn't work. I just tried it now. It works
Playgrounds. Okay.
for you
Yeah.
can do a no if I'm on a sandbox or my client my office one, it allows you, but if
Yeah.
you're trying to install it in Trailhead, it doesn't allow you.
Yeah, it might not work actually, but if you have if you open a free dev org, for example, it's going to be really quick too. You can install it in the dev orgs, but in Trailhead, it's probably not going to be working. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I have a question as well.
Sure.
Well, first of all, I was really impressed with your presentation, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
My question is, let's say that you want to, like, I see that you can drag and drop the fields that you want to add to the form, but let's say that some of the fields that you have, let's say, well, is it possible to relabel some of those fields? Let's say on the
Oh
back
yeah,
end, they're
yeah,
gonna be like whatever, right? But like for the
yeah.
client, whoever the customer is, can they
Yes.
see? Can you write like, let's say, like a rich text question type of thing, but also maps back to the standard field or custom field?
So if you're asking the first thing, okay, if you want to just customize the labels of the fields, for example,
Yes.
you can do it right away. Sorry, I didn't show it, but you really don't need to do anything. When you click on the field, when it's on the form, it will open up the settings on the right side, and you can change the label. You can customize it in any way you want. It's not going to affect anything in the back end. But on the form, you can customize it. You can give a default value if you want. You can add a placeholder. You can make it read only. You can make it required or not, for example. Even if it's not required backend, for example, you can make it required on the form. It gives you a lot of flexibility. Sorry, I didn't show any of those things, but those are
No
the
worries.
simplest ones. Yeah, you can do all of those.
Okay. And then the follow-up question is, let's say that, for example, one of our use cases with forms is that we give a customer, or in this case, a grantee, a form that they need to fill out. And then our internal grant makers review the forms and they want to provide feedback for a specific form. Is there a feature also included in that where they can provide feedback for a specific form?
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I didn't, I believe, get it fully.
Yeah, so for example, let's say that we use, let's say, your solution for application forms for a grant.
Okay.
And there's multiple forms within an app, like an application. Let's say there's one, there's two, and you want to, and an internal user then looks at the form and wants to provide feedback to that form. Is there like some type of feature that allows the internal user to provide feedback to those forms?
Okay. There is nothing directly normally, but what comes to my mind is, you can actually create a feedback form for different types of forms that you create with Breezebit, for example, and you can share it with the employees internally. And then you can just ask them, whatever questions you want to ask. And you can still, at the same time, you can store all the information coming from those feedbacks in your Salesforce org as well. I think that you can do something like that, definitely.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Option 1, option 2, option 3. Which
Yeah.
one is best and why?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Simple.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That answers my question. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you.
So Salesforce is flexible, so you can do anything, right?
Yeah, and for the forms, I believe especially, that's a good idea, and also a good thing to do.
That's a good use case. Like
Yeah,
before you
yeah.
actually launch a form, I say, okay, hey, everyone designs a form, and
Yeah.
you take a screenshot, form 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Test it out and give a feedback.
You can add the links. You already have
Yeah.
the forms. You have the URLs as well. You can add the URLs of the forms, for example, and ask for feedback. Using the URLs, they can just see the form and give you a feedback in a long text form or however you want to collect feedback, of course.
Yeah.
You can definitely do it on a form as well.
Yeah, there's a survey kind of thing.
Yeah.
Basically the survey, internal survey, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cool. And you can blame when you're uploading it, blame it on the internet over here is slow. That's why you had not the personal best record here, but.
Oh, I see also there's a question here from Priyanka. So how do we deploy these forms from one org to another org? Again, for the deployments, what you can simply do is you can just export the form and it will give you a JSON file. And you can just go to the other org that you want to create this form where you have Breezebit installed already. You can just import that JSON file without making any changes to it, and it will create the exact same form for you right away. So you don't need to worry about any kind of deployments, again, using change sets or anything like that. So it's really simple, really easy. And also we are working on a feature, since you mentioned it. Imagine you have, for example, 100 forms that you created in one org, and you want to bulk export and import all of the forms actually in another org, or maybe a couple of those forms into another of your orgs. We will be hopefully soon having that bulk export and import feature as well, released in a new version.
Okay.
Yeah. Does those forms support integration? What do you mean exactly, Priyanka? What kind of integration?
You can unmute yourself, Priyanka.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, what if it could fetch data from other sources, or it could, just like in the OmniScript, we do integrations to fetch data or insert data in the other third-party services. I was just thinking,
Yeah.
does this work in that way?
Yeah, we don't have actually, since it's working natively in Salesforce, you don't need to do any integrations, but also we don't have any external integrations. I didn't actually maybe see a need so far for that, since again, the need or what we want to do is it's working in Salesforce natively and store all of your data natively in your Salesforce org as well. We didn't think about actually any external integrations or the capability of that for Breezebit so far.
You first pull the data into Salesforce, and then you can, like you said, you can
Yeah,
the form
yeah.
from that side.
Yeah, since your data is going to be already in Salesforce, maybe again, you can do integrations with Salesforce directly, and it will be basically the same thing. Again, since it's working natively in your org, you can make any integrations with any third-party tools, and then use the data that you save using Breezebit in your org, if it makes sense.
So that will be better because for the at least data quality too, because you don't want to populate a form with some data and you know what you show to the client over the days. Filling the form from the governance perspective. On the PDF side, where does the PDF go? It gets stored in the Salesforce org, or can
it is stored?
Storage too, if you want.
It is stored if you do a submission, for example, with a form, and let's say if it creates, a new application record in your org. Imagine you have an application object. It will attach the PDF file into that record that is created also.
Yeah, because just trying to see the storage in Salesforce. You don't want to like, hey, everyone converts a PDF and storing a PDF down.
Yeah.
So is it possible to store it in like AWS storage on the side?
Oh, I mean, for now, that's what we have.
Like maybe
Don't know actually, to be honest. Should be possible, I'm guessing. But
you're asking feedback. I'm giving feedback.
Yeah, definitely.
For the future,
because, definitely. I'm thinking
100 submissions, 1,000 submissions are coming in. You start basically, why use the Salesforce storage when you don't need to use it?
Yeah, there might be a use case for that as well. Yeah, why not?
Dropbox, throw a link in a box or wherever it is. Like throw the box, like form the PDF somewhere else and throw the link into the feed.
Yeah.
Maybe do a. Just a suggestion.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? Thank you, Priyanka, for the question. Thank you, Aldo.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Doctor, if you're awake, it's to 3 a.m.
And also, I forgot to mention, but in case if you have any questions other than this, please feel free to reach out. But also for the attendees today, we have a 50% discount. If you need a tool like this, and if you decide to go for it, for example, you're gonna have a 50% discount. Just wanted to remind it as well. It was in the email probably, but that is there too. Thank you one more time.
Thank you.
Hey. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for attending today's session. And I think it was packed with knowledge, with Agentforce best practices from 2 people, and Hakan talking about his new flashy tool. So have a very good rest of your day, and see you next time, everyone.
Good night. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do once a month.
Yeah.